We're all on this quest, right? We're looking for that secret weapon, that extra edge to feel our best. It's almost like we're searching for a modern-day elixir, not in some dusty old alchemy lab, but in those shiny bottles lining the pharmacy aisles and clogging our online shopping carts. But what if we've been looking in all the wrong places? What if the real treasure isn't what we think it is at all? Okay, let's get into it.
So let's just ask the big question right up front, the one that really matters. All those pills and powders you're taking, are they actually helping? Are you building a better you, or are you just creating expensive pee? Or even worse, could they actually be doing some harm? That's the real mystery we've got to solve today.
And to do that, we have to start by stepping right into the middle of this giant, overwhelming marketplace. I mean, this isn't some niche corner of the health world anymore. This is a global industry, and it's built entirely on the promise of a better, stronger, healthier life, all neatly packed into a little capsule. And if you want to get a sense of the scale here, just look at this number, $131 billion. That's the projected value of just one part of this world, probiotics, in the next few years. That's not a market, folks. That's a financial empire. And it's an empire built on the back of tiny little bacteria. It just shows you the massive forces at play here. But here's the tough part. Even doctors are often flying blind in this maze. They have patients who come in with a literal bag full of supplements asking, "Doc, should I be taking these?" And a lot of the time, the honest answer is, "I really don't know." There's this huge gap between the flashy marketing and the actual science, which means a lot of us are just kind of wandering through what can feel like a jungle of unproven promises.
And sometimes you just need an expert to come in and cut right through all the hype. You gotta love Professor Sarah Berry for this one. She doesn't mince words. Nutribalox. It's just a perfect, blunt assessment of all the pseudoscience out there. So you know what? Let's take that as our cue. Let's leave the marketing slogans behind and start following the actual evidence. First up for questioning the absolute rock star of the supplement world, probiotics. They're everywhere, right? Promising to fix our gut, boost our immunity, the whole shebang. But are these little microbial allies really the heroes they're cracked up to be? It's time to find out.
So, first things first, let's get on the same page. What are we actually talking about? Well, the official definition is live microorganisms intended to have health benefits. They're the good bacteria you hear so much about. The whole idea is super simple and appealing. Just add more of the good guys to your system and they'll sort things out. But is it really that easy? Okay, this is where it gets really interesting because we can start to separate the hype from the help. So that big promise of a general health boost for people who are already healthy, the science is pretty clear. Multiple studies have found, well, no real benefit. But, and this is key for some really specific situations, like preventing diarrhea after you've taken antibiotics, or helping to manage IBS, the verdict is, yeah, actually, the science says they can be really helpful.
But wait, there's a plot twist, and it's a big one. Even in that area where we thought they helped, after antibiotics, a pretty shocking study in 2018 found something else. For some people, taking a standard probiotic actually slowed down their gut's natural recovery process. It's like the new guys were getting in the way of your body's own cleanup crew. So these allies can sometimes be a bit more complicated than we thought.
And this really gets to the heart of the problem, summed up perfectly here by Dr. Amon Quigley. We get all these vague, fuzzy claims like supports gut health, but what we really deserve is accuracy. We need to know which specific bacteria helps with which specific problem, all based on solid, hard evidence, not ambiguity. So, let's say you and your doctor figure out that, yes, a probiotic could help you for a specific reason. What do you look for? Well, first is strain specificity. Think of it like this. Lactobacillus is like saying Ford, but Lactobacillus rhamnosus GG is like saying Ford F-150. It's the exact model that's been studied. Then you want to check the CFU count. That's how many bacteria are in there to make sure it's a potent dose. And finally, look for seals from third-party testers. That gives you at least some confidence that what's on the label is what's in the bottle. Okay, let's move on to our next big case. We're talking about another absolute giant of the industry, collagen. It is everywhere, marketed as the secret to youthful skin and healthy joints. But when you really start digging, you find a story that's way more complicated and, honestly, a little contradictory.
And this just lays it out perfectly. It's like a tale of two different supplements. On the one hand, you have strong scientific reviews showing real, proven benefits for things like reducing skin aging, easing osteoarthritis pain, and even improving strength after a workout. Awesome. But then you look at the other side. There's basically no good evidence for all the hype about weight loss or general gut health. And here's the kicker. One recent study suggests it might actually make things worse for people with colitis. So yeah, it's a true double-edged sword.
So why the huge difference? What's going on? Well, a big part of the answer is that collagen isn't just one thing. There are actually dozens of different types. You've got type 1, which is the main building block for your skin and bones. Then there's type 2, which is mostly for the cartilage in your joints. And type 3 is big in your muscles and blood vessels. So a supplement for your joints, which is probably type 2, isn't necessarily going to do anything for your skin, which needs type 1. The type really, really matters. Okay, so we've seen the big name supplements are, well, they're complicated. So now let's shift gears and look at some of the lesser known players. Think of these not as cure-alls for everyone, but more like specialized tools. The right tool for the right job at the right time. Let's just run through a few quick examples. Number 1, digestive enzymes. There's a study showing they can actually help with something called functional dyspepsia, which is basically that constant indigestion that doesn't seem to have a clear cause. 2, L-glutamine. Evidence suggests it can help with leaky gut, which is a real concern for people with inflammatory bowel disease. And 3, zinc carnosine has been shown to help repair the gut lining. So you see the theme here? These aren't for general wellness. They're targeted solutions for specific diagnosed problems. We've been through the maze, we've grilled the big players, we've seen what the specialists can do, but now our whole quest is about to take a massive turn. Because what if the entire question we've been asking, which pill should I pop, is completely the wrong question? We are about to hit a totally new frontier, one that suggests we've been fighting the wrong enemy this whole time. And this is the whole thing right here. The old way of thinking about supplements, taking vitamin C because you have scurvy, that was for a different time. For so many of us today, the problem isn't one single missing nutrient. The real villain is our modern food system. It's packed with ultra-processed stuff that is literally starving the trillions of good microbes in our gut. The problem isn't a missing chemical, it's a neglected ecosystem. Now, this radical new idea required a new kind of science. It led to this incredible landmark study. It started with a hypothesis. What if, instead of trying to parachute a few new bacteria in, we just focused on properly feeding the trillions of bacteria we already have? So researchers created this amazing prebiotic mix from 32 different whole food plants. They put it to the test in the absolute gold standard of studies, a randomized controlled trial. And the results were so powerful, they got published in a top-tier journal, Nature Communications Medicine. And wow, just look at the results. This chart tells the whole story. The control group, nothing changed, as you would expect. The group taking a regular probiotic, they saw a little bump, a small increase in good microbes. But the group taking that diverse plant-based prebiotic supplement, a huge, dramatic increase. I mean, it wasn't even a contest. Feeding the whole ecosystem worked so much better than just adding a few new species. This is the big shift. This is the new frontier we were talking about. Our whole search for that modern elixir has led us to this really powerful and kind of beautiful conclusion. The goal isn't just to add one missing piece back in. The new goal, the future of our health, is to nourish this vast, complex, amazing ecosystem that is already living inside every single one of us. So, we end our quest right here with one final and I think really empowering question for you. The most powerful pharmacy on the planet isn't in a bottle. It's already inside your gut. The real elixir isn't a pill you swallow. It's the fuel you give your body every day. So if the future of your health really is inside you, the only question left is, what are you going to choose to feed it?